Alright guys, thanks for watching Hardy's Garage. Today I'm going to show you how to replace the front brakes and rotors on a Nissan Altima 2007 to 2015 or similar. All you need is a 14 wrench. You simply snap the bottom one loose, snap the top one loose, and remove the bolts. Now we're going to remove the caliper, set it aside. We're going to push the piston in later. Stand by, I'll show you how to do that. Now what we need to do is remove these two bolts here and one here to remove the bracket to get the rotor out. And we're going to use a 22mm wrench. They snap down. Yeah, that's right, my hands are like hammers. Now we're going to remove the bolts. Alright, now that the bolts are loose, we're going to remove them. We're going to set the bracket aside. Now what we got to do is remove the rotor. Since we're changing and putting new rotors on, it doesn't matter if we hit it with a hammer to remove it and give it a little help. Okay, now we're going to take our big hammer and give it a couple of taps and put the new one on. Alright, we're going to use brake parts cleaner to clean the rotors, the new ones, because they do come with a film, a protective film coating on it. So we're going to go on and clean them. Alright, what we're going to do right now is just spray it on both sides. You get the film off, like I told you. We're going to use a rag, we're going to wipe them down. Both sides. And we're going to put them on. Alright, before we put the bracket back on, we're going to remove these brake pads. Both of them. And we're going to remove the hardware, because we got new hardware. I'm going to show you how to put that on also. Sometimes it's good to clean these things if they're dirty and have rust on them, but these are pretty fine, so we're going to go on and install the new brake hardware. Today we're using Wagner Quick Stop brake pads. They meet or exceed OEM products, so they say. Here are the brake pads, and here's the new hardware. To make your life easier to put everything on, it's a good idea to put a bolt over here to keep the rotor flush back against the hub, so we can install the bracket and give us a lot easier access to putting the bolts in. You'll see why. Alright, now we're going to take the bracket, slide it in. Where we got it out, we're going to put the top bolt in, catch it. We're going to put the bottom one in, catch that one. Now we got the bolts running all the way. We're going to take our 22 wrench and give them an extra snug. Alright, that should be good enough. And the bottom one. Okay, that part is done. Now the hardware. Brake hardware, we're going to put one on the bottom and one on the top. Make sure you put them the way they came out. They snap in nice and firm. Now we're going to put the top one in. Now we're going to put the top one in. Make sure that snaps in nicely. Okay, now we're going to do the brakes. My brakes come with sensors on every single one of the brakes, so it doesn't matter where we put them. Alright, we're going to put the back one in, sensor down. You're going to put it in on an angle, push down, and slide it right in. It goes in. Now we're going to put the front one in. We're going to put the sensor in first, push down on it, on an angle, and it goes right in. Now we're going to close the caliper. I like to use this tool. You can also use big pliers. This tool costs $15, it's specially made to push in the caliper. Simply slide it in, and just push on it, and the piston's going to go in nice and slow. As you can see, the piston's almost all the way in, and now it's closed completely. Let me give you a view of that. You see? Now we can put the brakes on. Now that the caliper is closed completely, we want to make sure these guys are moving. If they're moving, that means they're good. They don't have to be greased. So we're going to put the caliper on. Push these nipples in. Sometimes they get stuck. Remember these bolts, right? We're going to put one in on the bottom and run it in. We're going to put the other one on the top. Tighten them up, and you guys are good to go. Thanks for watching, guys.